Okay, you're on.
Okay, I'm Miss Smithia.
I'm Miss Thurman.
And I'm Miss Allie.
And we are teaching first graders about plants to Miss Davis's class.
Okay, so up on the board you can see here, yesterday was my birthday. So I got some really pretty flowers from my mom. And it was kind of interesting because when I looked at them this morning, that some of them looked a little bit different. Can you guys kind of see what some of those differences might be? Do you have any ideas?
That one's purple.
Yeah, the color's a little bit different. What else? Yes.
I think that one looks sick.
It does. What about it makes you think that it looks sick?
Because it looks like it's falling over.
Okay. So I want you to turn to your partners, and I want you to tell them why you think that one of my flowers is sick, or it looks sick.
I think it's because the cut flowers are dead.
You're probably right.
And that's why I died.
I want you to remember that.
Oh, okay.
Mine doesn't really apply to that. Yeah, they are
It was just nothing No, I want to talk about the but it came over here. We were cut flowers. It was sad. Like it was.
as soon as they're not attached to
Do you guys find what are the differences that you guys see in the flowers?
I think the reason that that one is dead is because it came out with a dead flower. Well, we don't think it looks dead. We know that cut flowers are dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Like as soon as it's not touching the ground anymore, like it's dead.
So because
It just takes a while for it to die.
so because once it get out of the ground, you think it's dead.
Yes.
Okay, you guys keep moving.
Okay. Thank you, because anyone want to give one of their ideas? What happened to that flower, that one that's not looking so hot? Yes.
It doesn't have any water, so I think it's dying.
Okay. So it doesn't have any water. How do you know that?
Well, because I see that he's holding it in, or whoever's holding it in their hand.
Okay. Let's see. Cassidy.
That one doesn't have any leaves.
Okay. But which part is the leaves?
The little bushy parts at the bottom.
Okay, so these parts are our leaves?
Yes.
Okay, so this one doesn't have those. What are some other differences that you see about the parts of the flowers that I'm showing you?
It looks dead.
It does look dead. Michael, what looks different? What parts look different on these two flowers?
The part that the leaves are attached to,
Okay.
on that one, the one we got the day before,
Okay.
it looks different because that one looks like thin.
Okay, so what is that part called? This part that all the leaves attached to. Does anyone know? Yes, Haley.
That's called a stem, and it's brown, and there's no leaves on it.
Okay, so our stems look different. So I think we're going to move on over here.
So I think you could probe their thinking about why it looks different.
Okay.
Because since we know the purpose of this lesson is for the students to learn about the purpose of the stem. So I think you could probe them. All the students are going to think it's dead. So you could say, why do you think it's dead? And get them to think about the purpose of this stem. So who said it was dead? Let's say Michael did.
Okay. Michael, why do you think it's dead?
Well, because it looks different from the one you got the day before.
Okay. But, so when things look different, does that mean you're dead?
Yes.
Okay.
What specifically looks different, Michael?
Yes.
Well, the leaves on the rose or the flower you got the first day are like bright red, and then the other one they're kind of like black or purple. And don't look nice.
Okay. So what do you think made it look that way?
Well, there's actually a string on it, so maybe you choked it.
Maybe. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so thumbs up, thumbs down. down. Who thinks that that flower is dead? Agree, disagree? Okay, so it looks like a lot of us think that this flower is dead.
Okay, we have to...
So I'm going to interrupt. So the kinds of ideas that you're wanting to get out into the air right now and be engaged for this is, I don't know, I mean, so we know that the leaves aren't there. Class, how does the stem look different? What about the stem looks different? What do you guys see? Anybody? It's black. Does it look shriveled, like a little shriveled?
Yeah.
So let's say they would say that. It's tilted. He said the flower was a different color. I wonder why it's shriveled. I wonder what's the difference between the one on the left that's red and the one on the right. Does the one on the left look shriveled? I wonder why that could be. I wonder if there's anything in the one on the left that's not in the one on the right. Something for us to think about. So you're wanting them to think about the water that's in the left and it's not in the right. Okay.
So I want everyone to do a thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you think the reason that flower looks that way is because of the stem? Because of something doing with the stem? Does everyone pretty much agree on that? Okay, and we're just going to review. We have gone over the parts of the plant before, and everyone, just so everyone knows, this is the stem right here. So this is going to bring us to our investigation question, which is, what do stems do for plants? All right, and then while she's writing that, we're going to go into the prediction. Now we're going to review. Prediction is an educated guess by things that you have already seen. So you can use other flowers that you have seen maybe in your garden at home, or you can even use these flowers up here that we used as an example. So why is one flower fresh and the other wilted and darker in color? And you're going to draw or write your prediction. You can draw it at the bottom, or you can write it. It says, I think one flower is wilted by, and you put the answer to the question, because the flower, and that's where you're going to put why you think it is that way. And what you can see to make it that way. So what do you think the ground has? What do you think the ground is? So you think the flower needs to be connected to the ground for the opposite? Yes. What do you think? So what do you think? What do you guys think?
I think it's cut
You think it's cut so it's dead? What in the ground helps the flower? What is it about the ground?
That's where the roots grow.
So you guys think the flower needs to be connected to the bottom of the ground? So what part of the flower is it that connects?
Good. You're asking Emily, you're asking really good questions. You guys should keep going. Can you bring us, Emily, can you bring us back together?
So what makes you think that we
Alright class, we're going to come back together. Can I just get 2 people to share their predictions, please? Any volunteers? Jen.
I said I think the one flower is wilted by not having enough food because the flower is bent over at the stem.
Oh, very good. So she thinks that there's not enough food. What do we think plants' food is?
sunlight energy.
Sunlight energy. That is very interesting. Anyone else have any ideas?
Dirt.
Dirt. Okay. So you think that because these flowers weren't in dirt, one of them wilted. Interesting. Do you have something, Kathy?
When you get those little packets, when you get flowers and you put them in the water, that feeds them.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. We're good.
You done? Okay. I'm confused about your claim. How your sentence frame starts. I think one flower is wilted by. Do people have ideas about how they can revise that?
Instead of buying, I scratched it out and put because.
Well, the question is, what does a stem do for a plant? And that's what you want them to think about, right? So the job, or what does a stem do? So could you write a claim that had the students writing that? What would be a way that you could phrase that?
I think stems do blank for a plant because I've seen blank happen when they.
Yeah.
Because I've seen blank happen. Yes, you can do that.
So a student could say, I think stems move water from the roots to the flower because I saw. Yeah. Say something.
It might be a good idea to have like a picture box for them to draw it, so that it's easier for them to write.
Yeah, we're going to probably change that because they are first graders and we don't know if they'd be able to write. So we're thinking about maybe having them draw out a prediction, but we don't want them to get that format. But we just
Yeah, the teacher does want us to have them write a little bit.
really okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because we were also thinking about having them share out loud and then maybe us writing a couple on the board for them to choose from.
That's a good
We
idea.
just didn't know with the time because the first group started writing stuff and they ran out of time. So that's why we didn't know.
Yeah.
That was our original idea.
Oh, okay.
Was to have it and they could tell us and we can write it and then they can copy it on their paper.
Like which one they most agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
sounds
we
good.
just didn't know about time-wise if that would work out.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, what are some effective teaching moves you all noticed in their lesson?
I like that they used visuals, like with like pointing to what the stem is, and then having us like talk out loud and compare and like feed off each other's ideas about the different approaches.
Yeah, it was good.
Allie did a good job of probing what I was saying with my prediction, and it kind of like, even though I was supposed to be a first grader, I was like confused about it myself, and so she did a good job of like questioning it.
Awesome. Awesome. Who else? Somebody else?
I like that Allie can get frustrated.
Good job, Allie. Okay, we have to wrap up. So you need to go to Blackboard after this class because whenever you go to Blackboard, there's instructions on Blackboard about how to